I guess kind of for both of you, Mook and Hub, you guys are obviously without two starters this week, and Tolu's still out for a little while, but the depth of this team, you guys have somebody different every night. How different is that, I guess, for you, Cam, specifically compared to last year when if a couple guys weren't on their game last year, it was difficult?
Mook, you go ahead and start. Yeah, you can start it.
You said, how is it different from last year? I think I wouldn't say it's really different.
There you
Shout
go.
out to Sonny, man.
Mark.
How is it different from last year? I think just Christopher Paul Jans just getting yellow sheet to the game. That's what we practice on every day. Just trying to be an everyday guy. I think that's just the biggest difference from last year. Just emphasizing it a little bit more.
Let's get the microphone to Robbie.
Josh, I'm sure you've been in a groove like that before, but how did it feel to do it on this level and do it in front of those fans today, to have a game like that?
Man, it was definitely special for my first time, to be in the home. But I think the main thing, as our first home game, we got practice into the game. Just going from practice, doing the everyday thing that we do, and transitioning into the game.
Okay, questions for the players? Raise your hand. We'll get the microphone to you. We'll go back to Paul.
Josh, obviously a different role for you for now, coming off the bench. How does it change your mindset, or is it a change from what you're used to in high school?
I don't have a problem with it. I look at it from a team perspective. Personally, I just want to help the team any way possible that I do. Shout out to Sherry James with the cookies before the games. That gets me going too. So, yes, sir.
Go ahead, hey, Brian.
Well, first I had a question for Cam, and then I want to find out what kind of cookies those were. Cam Gauchel had a big day today for a true freshman. That's a guy that we all heard, talented but very, very raw. He looked pretty good out there today. What do you think about the young freshman?
Oh yeah, guy's an everyday guy. You just hear Christopher Paul Jans. He just brags on him a lot. Just how much potential he has, being an everyday guy. So we knew how guy could play. So it's no big thing with us.
We'll go ahead and get it to Robbie again, and then we'll go back to Brian.
I just want to know what the cookies were.
Cam, you guys are used to playing that stifling defense, but being able to knock down three-pointers like this team has in the first two games, what does that do for the dynamic of this team moving forward to have, a day where you can come out and hit 10 to 13 three-pointers?
Oh yeah, it definitely switches it up a little bit. Last year, people got a feel for us, so they started to pack the paint, double total a lot. So just getting guys that could knock down shots could ease up everything else for everybody else.
Get it back to Brian.
Cam, when you think about these early games and trying to find the rotations and who's going to play what role throughout the season, you've played a lot of guys in these first two games. Do you feel like everybody's starting to come into their roles a little bit?
Oh yeah, I think we are starting to figure out our roles a little bit more. I just got 100% faith in everybody on our team. So whoever he throws out there, we all kind of got a good chemistry. So I don't feel like we'll have any drop-offs there.
Any other questions for the players before we let them go? We'll go back to Paul.
Josh, you guys got several guys in the backcourt that can play the 1 and the 2, and obviously when Shaq gets back in it, he's a guy that can play both spots too. How helpful is that going to be moving forward, especially in the SEC with those athletic matchups that you'll face?
Yeah, it's definitely helpful. When we all know the 1 and 2 spot, we can be very a lot of depth with that, and just knowing each spot. Credit to Coach Anwar and Coach Danny, for the scouting report, so we can do those type of things. But yeah.
Anything else for the players before we let them go?